Welcome back everyone, I'm Plays Games, and the game we're playing today and for the next little while is going to be Subnautica Below Zero. This is not just a new game to this channel, it's also a new game to the world, as it only achieved full release on the 15th of May 2021. Just like the first Subnautica game, it's a single player survival and crafting adventure game. It was originally a DLC for Subnautica, but over the 2-year early access period the decision was taken to expand it and release it as a standalone title. You don't have to have played the original Subnautica game to enjoy this one. All you're really missing out on is a little bit of knowledge about the lore of the game universe. Before we click play and get started on our adventure, I'll just give you a quick introduction to the basic storyline to bring you up to speed, and then we'll get moving. In the years following the events of the first game, the Altera Corporation has expanded its presence on planet 4546b, performing research and mining operations in the polar regions of the planet. These operations came to a halt after a fatal work accident, and all staff were evacuated off-planet pending the outcome of that investigation. We play as Robin Ayu, the sister of one of the people killed in the accident, and not trusting the official version of events, and also knowing the planet is currently unoccupied, we've come here ourselves to poke around and see if we can find out what actually happened. So let's just get on.
This is the farthest that I can take you on company space bucks, Robin. You sure you want this? The research is in everything.
It is to me. And Sam. I need to know what happened.
The meteor storm.
I can use it for cover from Altera's eyes.
Gonna miss you, Robin.
I'll find my way back.
Approaching 4546 speed. Surface temperatures. Drop pod deployed.
Well, that was a wild ride.
Enjoy your stay.
Looks like there's things scattered all over this place, so let's see what we can find.
Blueprint synthesized.
Okay, some flares, water, food. There's some more stuff. Okay, let's press tab as we're being told to. Some basic list of things to do and things to get. This is our basic survival manual. Don't think we need that at the minute. Okay, let's very quickly go through the UI. On the left hand side, the red circle is our health, the yellow one is our food, the small blue one at the bottom is water, the big one in the middle is our temperature, which if we move away from the burning wreck will start to drop because we are in the polar regions. If your temperature reaches 0, you will die. But luckily if we stand next to the burning wreckage, we'll warm up. And the other one, which is kind of multicoloured, on the bottom right hand side of the UI, that's our oxygen. That takes effect when we're in water. Speaking of which, let's get out of here. It's very loud and quite dangerous.
Holy smokes! That did not go as planned. I should find a way into the water and get to the drop pod.
Well, these plants seem to be radiating heat. That's handy to know. That'll stop us from freezing to death at least. See, the drop pod has been marked on the HUD with a beacon. Okay, let's keep going this way. Seems to be over this way. Here we go, water. So when we dive in, you'll see that the temperature and oxygen UI elements will swap over after a little while. There we are. Now we've only got 42 oxygen at the minute, but we can upgrade. Just the usual WSAD to move, you press spacebar to surface and C to dive. That's simple. I think on our way to the drop pod we'll just gather some basic resources. Yeah, you just left click until it breaks and then left click again to pick up whatever it drops. That's some stuff. Here's a different thing here, Galena, just left click, and we're on half oxygen because we don't have any kind of diving equipment yet. Here's some more resources here. Something different that time, I think that was copper. You have to be careful in this game because it is in the polar regions. There are ice shelves everywhere and you can get stuck underneath them. You can't get to the surface to take a breath. So before you surface, always check above you. And this is our drop pod here. I'll have some of this. I'll have some of this. This drop pod is a little tiny self-contained miniature sea base, or space base, or land base, but it landed in the sea, so it's a sea base. Left click to enter.
Found the drop pod.
Okay, let's listen to this.
I want to offer my sincerest condolences on the passing of your sister. I got to know Sam better towards the end of my mandate with Altera on 4546B, when we were thrown together as basemates at Outpost Zero. She spoke often and fondly of you. I thought you should know, it didn't sit right with me when Altera blamed Sam's death on negligence. The Samantha Ayu I met was many things. Kind, clever, devoted to her work, but never negligent. I wish I could offer you something more substantial, but my access to information has been cut off. You may be in a better position to look into things than I am. If you're able to, Delta Station was our HQ. They were in a big hurry to leave, and there might still be information to be found there. It has a big radio tower, impossible to miss. I hope you find the answers you seek. Lillian Bench.
Well, Sam, I guess I might as well gather some tools and resources before starting my search. Hope that radio tower's as easy to spot as Lil said.
Okay, we've been given 15 blueprints to get us started. All basic materials. Like, one good quality of life improvement they made in this new game is that you can left click a recipe and it will pin it to the HUD with all the ingredients on it. You can have up to 5 ranked up, which is what I've done here. The ones in green are the things you've got, the ones in red are the things you don't have at the minute. I do wish there was a total at the bottom, but there isn't. So we don't have the ability to make anything straight away. This is the storage, it's the same size as our personal inventory. So I think we'll just put everything that we don't need instantly away. And we'll go looking for resources. Now, these things seem to need batteries, which are ribbon plants and copper ore. We'll keep an eye out for rubber plants. We already found some copper by smashing these resource nodes. And I think we need silicon rubber, which is creepvine seed clusters, so we'll need to keep an eye out for them. And fibre mesh is creepvine samples. We can't harvest the creepvine samples until we have a knife, and to get a knife we need to find creepvine seeds. Right, so knife and scanner. These are always the first things you make. The scanner, you scan objects and fragments of things that you find, and this unlocks more blueprints to be able to do more things and go more places. So let's exit the base and see what we can find. We're being told to catch bladderfish. You just swim up to it and left click to pick it up, if we can.
New creature discovered.
There are two ways of finding out information about creatures. You can either scan them with the scanner if you have one, or you can just pick them up. They'll give you slightly different clues as to what they can be used for. These kelp-looking things are creepvines. Okay, our personal digital assistant has told us there's a supply cache somewhere around here. These look like seed clusters, right? We'll have quite a few of these.
New blueprint synthesized.
And we've learned how to make something new, lubricant. And here's some resource nodes.
Should be able to use this.
And more resource nodes. We just take all this stuff.
Oxygen.
We're gonna have to surface really quickly before we drown. Ah, that's better. Right. Still need to find ribbon plants so we can get some batteries going, so we can actually build some powered equipment like the scanner. Haven't seen anything that looks like ribbon plants yet. Oops, I missed that. We've got plenty of inventory space at the minute, so we'll just grab everything we see. I'm sure it'll all come in handy.
Oxygen.
Right, let's try and find some ribbon plants before we go back to our little base. Anything down here? What's in this little cave? Oh, a bit of copper, that'll do. Everything has its use. We'll take this, and we'll take whatever this is. And we'll take that. Looks like it's getting dark. But luckily everything down here glows in the dark, so we should be fine to carry on. Just get a breath. Might poke around in this little cave, see what's there. Aha! These are what we were looking for, ribbon plants.
Contain electrolytic materials that can be used in energy storage.
Well, we have two, but that's all we needed. Lots of little caves to look at. Aha, here's two more. Gonna have to be quick, running out of oxygen. And food, apparently.
Oxygen.
We'll have a bite to eat once we get back into the drop pod.
Nervous about dropping into an unknown area, but luckily, this biome seems to have an abundance of minerals I can use for tools and upgrades. I didn't want another situation like Bazantos 5. When Xenoworks dropped me off, there were barely any resources. I survived off the land for 3 months with just a knife, my lucky PDA, and some rope. I am still kind of proud of that, though.
Yeah, so it seems we're not just a clueless civilian. We've done this kind of thing before. Okay, let's build some things. This is your fabricator. This is a 3D printer that makes everything you need. Just left click on it to bring up the menu and then pick what you need. Resources, basic, silicon rubber. This should give us enough to make the knife. Yep. And we also wanted to make an electronics, which is a battery, so we can get a scanner. And looks like we need more silicon rubber to make fins. Okay, so then we'll go to personal, tools, we'll build a scanner. And we'll build a knife.
I have a scanner.
And this is something that's pretty cool. This is an air bladder. We're going to have to sacrifice one bladder fish and our one remaining silicon rubber.
Calorie intake recommended.
When you activate an air bladder, you'll shoot up to the surface, or it will take you at least a couple hundred meters towards the surface, or you can press the F key and instantly get 40 something oxygen added back onto your supply. So they're really handy for both reasons, so we'll make that. Sorry, Mr. Bladderfish, you're now a tool.
If you are tired of hearing the word oxygen, the air bladder provides a significant upward thrust to help you get to air faster.
The one thing I wish happened is that pinned recipes would unpin after you made them. They don't, so we'll have to do it manually. We've built the survival knife, we've built the scanner, we've built the fins, so we don't need them to be here anymore. We built that even though it wasn't pinned. That's fine. That's what we learned to make, so we know we can get lubricant from creepvine seed clusters as well as silicon rubber. To change things around in the hotbar, you can either drag and drop, or you can mouse over them on the inventory and press whichever number key you want to assign them to. So I think we'll have the knife as 2, air bladder is 3, flare is 4, and that'll do just now. Just open the storage and pack away all this other stuff, make some room, and we'd better eat. So you just left click to consume. Boop.
Vital signs stabilizing.
And we might as well drink something as well. If your food or your water hit 0, then you die as well. Lots of different ways to die in this game. This is the paper model. This is eventually where all our fins and equipment and things will be. Did we make fins? I don't think we did. We didn't. We forgot. Just as well we checked that. Fins. This just lets us swim slightly faster, which is great. There we are, and they've automatically populated on the paper model. So the next thing we need is a standard O2 tank, which needs titanium. We've got lots of that in storage. We need fibre mesh, which is creepvine samples. As I said, we needed the knife to harvest them. You just right click on things to hit them with a knife. When things can be scanned, you'll see the scanner icon pops up in the bottom right hand corner. You just hold right click to scan them and you'll get information about their uses. Sometimes you'll unlock blueprints from doing this. Sometimes you'll get clues as to what things can be used for. You already know what these do. Once you've scanned it, it tells you what the chance is. So there's a chance of copper. And we got titanium that time.
Oxygen.
We didn't get the copper. That's fine. When you want copper, you'll find titanium, and when you want titanium, you'll find copper. It's just the way it goes. Let's just scan everything, because you never know what you might find, what clues you might get, what blueprints you might unlock. And also it stops the icon popping up in the bottom right and annoying you all the time. Scan all the fish. Don't think we scanned this one, but I'm going to have to surface. I'll pick them all up as well.
New creature discovered.
Right, let's go and get some creepvine samples. We haven't scanned this thing. Come here, you. And we picked it up as well.
New creature discovered.
Okay. Sea monkey. Get some oxygen and then we'll scan the sea monkey. Hi.
Some of the wildlife down here is very grabby.
Just stole our scanner. Come back here. You little swine. Okay, so we need to avoid sea monkeys. That was very rude. Like, let's harvest some creepvine sample and just hit it with a knife.
New blueprint synthesized.
Okay, now we can get an oxygen tank.
Oxygen.
Just head straight back home. Pick up any resources we see on the way. Resources are just absolutely everywhere in this game. I mean, they're just all over the place. Certain things can only be found in certain places, but there are lots of everything everywhere. Much less of a grind. So, let's see. Basic resources, fiber mesh. Excellent. This gives us the oxygen tank. Excellent.
Adding additional blueprints to your databank.
Yeah, occasionally you'll
Standard
just get
oxygen
given
tank
stuff.
can be upgraded for deluxe and VIP breathing.
Okay, what did we get? We got the computer chip and repair tool. I think we'll pin that. We might need that to fix things later. We don't need the standard O2 tank anymore. This green bar here is the battery life. When it runs out, you can't use this item anymore until you replace the battery. And for foodstuffs and things, this is our freshness meter. See, it's going down. And the air bladder, this is its oxygen level. At the minute it's full. When it's empty, it goes down. Air bladders are strange. It's either completely full or completely empty. There's no half measures. This is all the creatures we've harvested so far. They're not dead, they're just in our they're just in our pocket, and they live forever in our pockets, because apparently our pockets are like a mobile aquarium, but that's just the way it is. As we picked them up and scanned them, we got recipes how to cook them and cure them. We can turn bladderfish into water, because water does become a bit of an issue. Okay, silicon rubber we know how to get, crystalline sulfur we don't, titanium we do, waterproof locker, because eventually we will outgrow this place, and a computer chip. One other thing we might want to make is a first aid kit, which is just fiber mesh, and we have enough creepvine samples to do that, so we'll make a first aid kit, which is just here. Excellent. I don't think we need to offload anything. Let's just get back out. I will release all these fish. You just right click on things to drop them. There they are, completely unharmed, and they'll go back to their business. Okay, our oxygen has now gone from 42 to 75. I'm not seeing this big radar beacon that Lillian was talking about, but it's an interesting looking structure over here. At the minute our temperature and oxygen are both staying at 100, just paddling around on the surface is fine until you stop, and then you start losing heat. It's a pretty decent way to navigate your way around, as you can see what's happening. It's like some kind of floating base thing here. I see, it's a shark cage. Just investigate what this is. Things to scan, so we'll get the scanner out. Hold right click. Okay, got a desk. Mineral detector. Alright, apparently we can make mineral detectors now. Can't scan any of this stuff.
New blueprint synthesized.
Good old loot boxes full of stuff for us. Tingling. And he moved out of range, of course he did. Big penguins and little penguins. Cute. Okay, there's more technology down here, looks like. And we can dive a little bit deeper now because they've got good oxygen. And we've got fins to get there quickly. It's this beacon fragment. Excellent. Beacons are extremely useful for mapping things out, as we shall see, because I'll build as many as I can when we get home. So there's loads of ribbon plants here. Oh, we'll scan them. Even though we know what they do, we'll scan them anyway. Quite a lot of things you scan have no practical use, but you can scan them if you want. Chance of lead, we didn't get any lead.
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
At least we've got enough oxygen that we're actually getting that warning now. Beforehand we didn't, with only 42 oxygen. It would have to say it as soon as we stuck our head under the water. Let's continue having a look down here. Because I think there's another something here. Yeah. Sea glide. Okay, we didn't get a blueprint from scanning it. Apparently we need to scan three. Need to scan 3 of these things to unlock whatever that was. There's another info here. Apparently we can replenish our oxygen. This is an oxygen plant. Okay, we'll left click. Cool. So, if we can find these oxygen plants, they'll give us 30 oxygen. I think that was 30. So we can stay submerged for longer by using these things. What's this? Table coral. Can't left click on it, I'll hit it with the knife and then pick it up. There's another one here. Hey, can we see another oxygen plant? Or are we going to have to surface?
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
I think this is an oxygen plant. Yes, it is. It's fine. We've got an air bladder
Warning,
anyway.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
As she says, once you go past 100 meters, your oxygen gets used up faster. These are abandoned PDAs, which will also have clues and information
Warning,
about people.
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
The oxygen plant won't be able to help us here, so we'll select the air bladder and we'll right click. Whoosh! Straight up like a rocket. Boom! Whoop! Way up. And as soon as this hits the open air, it automatically refills itself. So they're really, really, really handy things to have. I got us out of a sticky situation. But again, don't surface under an iceberg. Otherwise you'll hit your head and you'll drown. Crystalline sulfur. No idea what that is. But see if you notice, but this is the last oxygen plant we used. They do reopen after a while, but it's a lot longer than the 30 seconds of oxygen that they give you, so you can't just hang out here and constantly replenish and stay down forever. What's this? Mobile vehicle bay fragment. Something else we need 3 of. Okay, there's quite a lot of these table corals, so we'll harvest them. This is the only place we've seen them, so we might as well grab them here.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Okay, and air bladder again.
That sounds like a distress call.
Transmission of unknown origin. Source of transmission depth calculated at approximately 200 meters.
That is fairly deep. And if you know anything about Morse code, you will have recognised that signal as SOS. So, someone is broadcasting an SOS, so we might do a little bit more resource gathering and then find a way to get down to 200 meters and investigate that. This is something new. This gives us a chance of silver. It didn't give us any silver. This looks like something to scan. Another part of this sea truck. 2 out of 3. Well, that's pretty good going. Oh, something down there.
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Okay, let's just swim straight down, hold C. You do dive a little bit faster if you point straight down, swim forwards and hold C. It's not a great deal, but it is a little bit.
Warning. Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
What we have here is a data box. This will give you a full blueprint of whatever it is.
New blueprint synthesized.
Okay, high capacity O2 tank.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen
Which is
remaining.
definitely something that we need. I think this time we'll just inhale.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
So our air tank is depleted. I'm not seeing any oxygen plants that are close enough, so we're just going to have to surface if we can.
Oxygen.
Uh-oh. They might drown here. Ooh, we were fading to black. That was close. Oh, isn't it pretty? Okay, we're almost full. I think we should go home and unload some of this. Apparently, we've unlocked 26 new blueprints in our little trip. Let's work our way home. This beacon over here is this emergency supply cache that was mentioned a little while ago before we got distracted by all this stuff. So I think we should go and investigate that as well. Perhaps surfacing would have been better than sucking the air out of our air bladder. That's a lesson learned.
Oxygen.
Picked up what sounds like a distress call. Who or what is out here calling for help? Didn't sound human. Maybe it's from a remnant of architect technology. In her message, Sam's colleague did say there was something important here. Even if it's just a mimic from one of the more intelligent aquatic specimens, that could be a major find. Or if it's from Altera, it could have bearing on what happened to Sam. I should definitely check it out.
Very good advice, me. Right, let's check out these 26 new blueprints we've unlocked. Enameled glass, needing lead and diamond, okay. Advanced wiring kit, needing a wiring kit and a computer chip. Wiring kits are silver ore, computer chips are gold, copper wire and table coral. High capacity O2 tank, I think I'm going to pin that, that's a priority. Compass, so we know which direction we're moving in. Repair tool to repair things. The habitat builder actually lets you build sea bases, which are larger than one drop pod. Mineral detectors are really, really cool things. It's a miniature handheld scanner that will show you where the resource nodes are, so you're not just swimming around blindly, so we'll pin that as well. Beacons are excellent things. They give you heads-up displays exactly like this one, and you can rename them and you can change the colours, and it makes mapping out the game much easier. I always like to have at least 1 or 2 beacons in my inventory at all times, so we'll just build 2.
Territory. Show or hide the signals of your choice with your Xenoworks PDA. Now with surface support.
As the PDA voice says, we can have these on land or in water. What else did we unlock? Here we need to find another 2 parts of Sea Glide to scan. We need another 2 parts of the mobile vehicle bay to scan. We need another 1 part of the sea truck. But we can't build this until we've built a mobile vehicle bay, because a mobile vehicle bay is a much larger version of the 3D printer, and it 3D prints entire vehicles, so we need that. This is all the base building blocks that we've unlocked because we found the habitat builder. Lots of stuff, power stuff, interior stuff including fabricators and lockers and battery rechargers. This is something we really want, so we'd quite like to get a base pretty quickly. But the very first thing we need is a larger oxygen tank, which apparently needs 1 silver. We haven't got any silver. And we're running out of room to store things. I don't think these need to be full. I think we'll maybe convert 1 into lubricant and 1 into silicon rubber just to compress them down. There we go. Now just about everything fits. So what do we need for this oxygen tank? It is 2 glass, 4 titanium and a silver. And glass is 2 quartz, so we need 4 quartz, 4 titanium and a silver. It's not too deadly. Let's build the 2 glass. So at least that will go green, that's good. Okay, so all we need now is a silver and a standard O2 tank. That's okay, we can just take the one we have off and that'll turn that green. We'll re-equip it. And we'll drink something before we dehydrate to death. Might as well top ourselves all the way up. Okay, so water is going to become an issue at the minute. Might have to resort to drinking bladder fish. Can we make a mineral detector? 1 silicon rubber, 1 battery and a copper wire. Looks like it, because a battery is 1 copper and 2 ribbon plants, and copper wire is 2 copper, so we do. And we'll build another battery just to have a spare. Copper wire, battery, and that's a mineral detector. So we'll go to tools, mineral detector. Excellent.
The mineral detector can sniff out raw materials, potentially saving you hundreds of hours of searching.
PDA is not wrong. Mineral detectors are awesome. To show you how it works, you just select it and then you right click to select what you want it to find. And ideally we'd want to find silver ore, but silver ore means the actual silver itself, not the outcrops that it's in. And when we scanned that node down in the Twisty Bridges thingy, we found out that argentite gives you a chance of silver. So if we select that, it'll keep scanning as we move around, and if it finds any, we'll get a little green dot that we can follow. Speaking of following, we were going to go and find this supply cache. Still nothing in range. Keep an eye out for loot boxes and anything else that we haven't scanned before. What's this? Grav trap. Okay, scan that. 1 out of 2. Seed clusters. We know what these do. Ah, this looks like... yeah, it's a sea glide fragment. Excellent. It's 2 out of 3. Let's just surface in this little hole here. Re-equip the mineral detector. Aha, and this is the stuff. See this little green dot on the mineral detector? It's quite hard to see, but it is pointing us to where it is. Boom, got 1 silver. Excellent. Grav trap, I think that's the second and last part of that. Yep, good. It's another full blueprint, we know. Okay, this supply cache seems to be... it's not under this giant iceberg. Don't want to get stuck under that. God, look at the size of it. So because this supply cache seems to be under this huge iceberg, and we've just found the 1 silver we need to make the high capacity oxygen tank, I think we'll go and do that. Yeah, because there's a deep cave down there we can poke into when we've got more oxygen. Just poke into it just now. Sea monkey nest. Okay, sea monkey nests are good, because the sea monkeys hoard technology. And you can often find things to scan, like we just did.
New blueprint synthesized.
Which was the third and final part of a sea glide. Which is a very, very small handheld underwater engine, which will let us move faster, but it needs batteries to operate. Was a successful little trip. And home again. Okay, we need 1 more titanium. Boop. And we need to take off our standard O2 tank. Here we go. High capacity O2 tank. Excellent. So we went from 42 to 75. Now it's going to be a lot more. Not sure what it is. Let's pop out and have a look. It's... come on, switch. 130. Excellent. Well, that's much better. Great, we'll be able to stay down for much, much longer. Sea glide converts torque into thrust underwater via a propeller. Okay, so 1 copper wire, 1 lubricant, 1 battery. We'll just pin it. Grav trap. We know this helps you catch fish instead of having to swim around and chase them. It just acts like a tractor beam and pulls lots of fish in. Not that we're needing to rely on fish for food, because we keep finding disinfected water and nutrient blocks in loot boxes. Right, so 1 lubricant we have, and a copper wire. That's a copper wire. Battery we don't have. Oh no, we do. We've got 2 ribbon plants. Copper wire, battery, lubricant, and 1 titanium. Excellent. Battery. Copper wire. That's everything we need to build a sea glide. That's a deployable sea glide. Excellent.
The Sea Glide is a personal transportation device used for high-speed freediving. Contains a built-in light and map.
Well, that is excellent. So let's just eat something, even though we could wait till we get to 25 and then eat. I don't mind going to 101, that's not a big issue. Right, so now we can move much faster and we can stay underwater for much longer. Don't need to pin the sea glide anymore, we already have it. We don't need to pin the high capacity oxygen tank anymore. Right, we'll just select the sea glide. This is what it looks like. It has a nice little 3D map that just gets in the way, so we'll press F and turn the map off. It has a headlight, you right click to turn on or off. It doesn't increase power consumption having it on, but I think it attracts beasties, so we'll just keep it turned off. And we're able to swim much faster, and we can stay underwater for much longer because we've got a much better oxygen tank. Speaking of which, we'll just refill. These are new. Brain wing, okay. No, it wasn't quite under it, it was just on the other side of it. Well, that's fine. Let's see what we get here. There's an abandoned PDA. Loot crates. Yay, more water. Oh, that's something we haven't scanned before. A red wart. And more food. Now we've already found all 3 parts of the sea glide, so when you scan something you already know you're rewarded with 2 titanium instead of anything else. But that's not an issue, we don't mind having extra titanium, it is a basic building block of pretty much everything. The sea glide does use batteries pretty quickly. There's more loot boxes down here. More food. More water, that's excellent. And a cave. And a grab trap fragment. Now we can actually go exploring in these caves. And I spy an oxygen plant, that's good. Kelp root. Sea monkey nest. What's this one got? Mobile vehicle bay fragment. Excellent. This is the silver one. Good. I'll take some of that. Mobile vehicle bay fragment. Excellent. Cool. So we can build a mobile vehicle bay now. Let's see what else is in this cave. Hopefully another oxygen plant. Getting lost and drowning in caves is quite common. What's this thing? Spinner fish, apparently. Come here. What's this? Calvalerite.
New
Chance
creature
of gold.
discovered.
Cool. Alright, looks like there's silver and gold down here, and sea monkey nests to scan for things. And oxygen plants to replenish, okay. This could be a good little shopping trip until we get full. Right, we'll pick up a couple of these. This goes way down. Not sure if I'm brave enough for that yet. How much room have we got? 6. Well, that's not very good. Sea monkey nest, a laser cutter fragment. Something else we didn't know. What we heard there was a very angry sounding crash fish who come out of these little pods and fly at you and then explode. Go away, sea monkey, stop stealing my stuff. Crystalline sulfur, excellent, we needed that. Can't remember what for. Repair tool, yeah. What we really need now is oxygen. Either from an oxygen plant or from finding the way out. Oh good, way out.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
I know, we're on the way, don't worry. Phew. Well, we're fairly full, so I think we should go home. Offload, and then we'll come back here. Well, that was where we went in, was 120 meters away, so these caves all seem to be interconnected under here. That's good to know. Just get some more of this. I do like to scan things, even though I know I've already unlocked the blueprint, because otherwise it will keep popping up in my eye line and it'll annoy me, and I'll wonder. I'll be pausing and wondering if I've already scanned it or not, so I'll just scan it just to get rid of it. Alright, I think we can make the repair tool now. Good, excellent. This will let us repair vehicles and things when we eventually get them. Unpin that. Pin the mobile vehicle bay. And this needs a titanium ingot, which is 5 titanium, that's easy. And a lubricant, which is easy, and a computer chip. We just found gold, so that's easy as well. Right. Okay, we're out of copper, that's fine. We can find copper. Well, there's that. Put away all this stuff. Not that. We'll keep this. Put this away. We'll go outside and let this fish back into the ecosystem. Don't think we need to be carrying all this food or that many medical kits or that many flares, and we're full. Right. Go away, little fish. We need to make a wiring kit from 2 silver. I think we're at the stage of needing to prioritise the habitat builder. That was the only 2 silver we had. So we also need a battery and another computer chip. So computer chips, so we need 4 table coral, 2 gold and 2 copper wire, which is 4 copper. I've only got 1. And we need another copper for a battery, so we need 5 copper in total. And more of these creepvine seed clusters. Just put some of this stuff away at the minute just to make room. Alright, let's go. And during the day we can see the creepvines from our front door, so I think they're over this way. Turn the night light on. Is there anything in here? Ribbon plants, excellent. Can never have too many ribbon plants. There they are, creepvine seed clusters, this is what we need. These do regrow over time, so you can harvest them as much as you want. I think denuding the entire ecosystem of them. Aha! Mobile vehicle bay. Ooh. Already have that. Oxygen plant right there. What we're really looking for is... well, everything really. What we really need is lots of these little copper ones. They're usually the easiest ones to find. They're just, as I said, they're just everywhere. I think we've harvested most of the ones that are really close to our little base. Can't really be bothered to use the mineral detector because they're so common. I'd rather just go and harvest them by hand. What's that? Some of this. And we need more silver for things. Yeah, for wiring kits. For lots of things. There's another copper. There's another silver. There's another oxygen plant, which we'll just visit quickly.
Warning, passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
How much space have we got? None. Okay, we're full. Back to the surface and then back home and see what we can build. Blizzard conditions tonight. There is different weather up on the surface, which affects how quickly your temperature goes down. Some of it is absolutely terrifying. Okay, let's see, let's convert this into a lubricant. And then we'll make a copper wire. And get some table coral samples out of the cargo container and build a computer chip. Then we'll make a battery. Then we'll make a habitat builder so we can build a larger base.
Adding emergency shelter blueprints to your databank.
Well, yeah, you did that earlier. That's a little bit of a scripting error. PDA voice said it is only just added these, but it actually added these when we scanned it. But that's fine. We don't need that anymore. We do need this, which is
With
a
a builder
computer chip.
tool, you can construct sea bases from raw materials, advising against exploring a frozen water continent without a base. No bed, no storage, no place to put a fabricator module. No fun.
Well, we aren't very full, so I think we should think about making a base right now. But when I say right now, what I mean is at the start of the next episode, because we've been going for about an hour. We've got lots of stuff. We've got 2 oxygen tank upgrades. There is only one more to find, so we're like mid-game with oxygen almost instantly. Got fins for swimming faster. Got a sea glide for swimming even faster. We've got mineral detector for finding things, repair tool to repair things, scanner tool to scan things, habitat builder to build a base, beacons to navigate our way around, air bladder. Got lots and lots of blueprints unlocked. Still lots more of stuff to find and unlock. So I hope you come back for that. And until then, I hope you take very good care of yourselves. I'll talk to you later.